I was trying to hold CDs for the boss as well.
I'm trying to kill all these mobs without using any cooldowns. I'm so greedy. I'm a greedy little piggy.
I want to kill the boss so fast.
I'm a greedy little piggy because I just want to blow up the boss, which doesn't even matter. Holla porkers! And a pork chop to you all! There you go.
Well, that's never going away.
Ladies and gentlemen, me and Mr. Finn have invaded a pug. We're invading. I gave up my key and ended up with a plus 16 out of it. That's because I'm flexing. But this is somebody else's key. We can't int the key, Finn. We can't int the key.
We won't, I believe.
You believe? It's a 14 Mr. Turner Scythe that asked for 1200 rated.io, which I do not have. So that's the thing. I am not 1200 rated.io. You are, though. You're 1400 something on that guy?
I think I'm like 1390, something like that. Yeah, I'm close to 1400. Yeah. I wanted the mount.
Polls we don't know.
I wanted the mount. I wanted. Where is it? No. I've got this mount. Yeah.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
I wanted the 15s in time. So.
I've been focused on the 14s for gearing, because in the last couple of weeks it has been the absolute easiest way to get gear was the 14 over the 15 to also get the guild vault. As somebody who's re-rolled, how was gearing, my friend?
Terrible.
Oh.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay. So in general, I would say it's bad. There are parts of gearing in Shadowlands that is really good. PvP, for example, has an insanely good gearing system. It's ridiculously good right now. You play the content at a base level, it lets you buy an item, and then if you're good at that content, it'll let you upgrade the item appropriately. Awesome.
Mental.
Yeah.
How
like,
bizarre.
I want that. Like that is excellent. I would take that in every form of content. But it was particularly difficult to re-roll and get a decent amount of gear.
If this guy moves out of my wild spirits, I'm fucking going to bed. Not even being every time I put wild spirits down in a pug, the tank just starts moving.
Just like, no. Kites away.
Yeah, don't say it's for sanguine. We've just started, okay? It's not sanguine. No, it's not. Don't you do that to me, my friend. So what's been the hardest element of it? Because I was lucky. I chose the hunter a long time ago. I want a record.
I love priest skips. Priest skips are my favorite thing in the expansion. Like, oh my god, they're so good.
So I've been stuck with my hunter, but we haven't needed my DK. There was an awkward conversation where it was like, DKs are also really good. What do we do here? And it was like, yeah, we'll go hunter for this. And it was unfortunately one of our mages who decided to bring with him the... Can I get some more interrupts here, please? I'm going to start frost trap interrupting. Yeah, the hodge. Am I bursting interrupts? Ugh. These mobs hit this tank so hard he has to do laps. Apparently so.
They shouldn't do, honestly.
No, I don't think they should either. So, Pet Boy is out.
I think when
pet is tanking.
When they have that buff, he needs to kite because they heal. But like other than that, you should be fine. Like, you should be all right. I'm gonna run back.
Well, there's some extraordinary levels of CC happening here.
Yeah, this is intense.
This is what we do, dude. Into the binding. I'm too close to the mobs here.
Alright, I'm on my way. Hold on. Oh yeah, I can just invis belt through. Right. Yeah.
Into the feint. Oh, we survived, dude! The back and forth CC train. Oh, easy for us, honestly.
Love it. Love it.
So easy. I hate to res and dismiss my pet. Holy fucking Jesus. That was really intense. So, like, he had the pally hodged one as he died. Then the Frost Mage Novid one, I trapped another one. We then started kiting the other one. It's fucking ridiculous. I just jumping backwards and forwards. My knockback did land in the Sanguini pool, which was unfortunate, but other than that, it was fine. Anyway, onwards we go. Anyway, gearing, Finn.
Yes, gearing.
Bugs are fun.
It took me... It didn't take me too long to get my monk caught up, if I'm honest. I think it took me about a week. But I did do 57 M+ dungeons that week. So
above 14?
Above, I think it was 12s at the time that we were doing, that were like kind of playable. Was it like 2 or 3, something like that?
Gear is so huge now. It's so important. Like, I can see what Blizzard's going for. Yeah, like 10 item levels is unreal, the difference you're going to get out of performance. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. And now I'm 222 equipped now, and I feel super strong. Like, ridiculously strong. But it took me a long time to get, like, specific items were the hard things.
Yeah. No, I'm going to hit the priest too.
So I really wanted the Plaguefall trinket. This one.
The one my DK has?
Yeah, and I got it for my... I got it for my weekly box this week.
Nice.
So I finally have it. But I think it took me something like 40 runs of Plaguefall just to see one drop. Which is kind of insane. Like, that's
getting stuff to drop is actually
many.
a massive... It feels like a waste of time. Like, running the dungeon for loot, it feels like a waste of time, honestly.
Yeah, going for specific loot is a waste, I think. The Great Vault for sure is the way to gear. Like, I think we were talking about it last night. I don't have any upgrades from Mythic Plus 15 on my monk anymore. Not a single one.
Yeah.
But I still need to get the 3 options from my Great Vault, because my Great Vault gives me a lot of upgrades.
Yeah. In fact, my best items come from Mythic Plus. It's not a case of like the box would give me a slightly higher version. The only version that's really an upgrade is from the box by a long way.
Yeah.
We can finish this, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we kill.
You wouldn't.
We kill man. We kill man.
Kill man. Kill the man. Kill shot it. Come on. There it is. There she goes.
Yeah, getting those 3 choices from the Great Vault is so worth doing the 10M+, even if you know you can't get an upgrade from the 10M+. It's weird.
Which is... we have the team meeting this week, and this is a subject we're going to look into a little bit later. It's a project they're kind of working on behind the scenes. Nups brought up, like, no one really wants to do, like, lower M+ with me. Like, you know, like they would do back in the day. You know, if you wanted to do, like, a lower key with some friends or whatever, then sure, no problem. But, as you've just pointed out, the Great Vault is now so important if you care about gearing your character, that if someone's like, hey, do you want to do a 13? No. Because not only can I absolutely get nothing from that at all, in any way, shape, or form. Like, you'll get 35 anima, right? Okay. Not only can I get absolutely nothing from that, that actually means I need to do another dungeon for a choice in the Great Vault. To sort of, like, keep up with getting as many choices as I want. If you're not doing, like, 10 plus naturally, obviously, which most people in the world are not, if you have time to do an M+, and this is where it really comes down, if you have time to run a dungeon, doing one that says absolutely zero benefit is becoming a problem. And he's noticed it as somebody who's in that scenario, because we all, like you said, you pointed out just a few minutes ago, we went through stages, right, as a guild. Like, what is actually killable this week in the gear we have and is efficient for us to farm? So it went like 7s, I think, week 1 or something like that.
Yeah,
and then we got a little bit more gear. It moved up to like 12s. And now we're at the stage where it's like 15s is where we want to be, and we're geared enough to be just like cruising through there. And we're pugging 14s right now on camera, right? This is a complete pug besides me and you. And if you're not in that window, you're kind of fucked. You're kind of fucked because people aren't willing, and I don't think it's their fault either. People just aren't willing to be like, oh yeah, I'll run a dungeon for fun, because actually, just it kind of, for what my purposes is, certainly as a raider, that kind of means I just have to do a different run. Like, I don't want to do anything less than a 13. And that kind of leaves my friends out in the cold.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want to do anything less than like a 14 or a 15 because it just means I need to do another 14 to offset. It's like committing to 2 dungeons rather than 1.
Correct.
So,
yeah, that's the way to think about it. It feels like you're doing 2 dungeons rather than the 1. It's the full flower without the circle, I guess.
No, I think empty one.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. So I feel for Nups is a perfect example, but like Nups didn't do the initial like leveling up of M+. So he didn't do the farming of the 7s, then the farming of the 12s, now the farming of the 15s. So like asking someone to go back and do one of the things that you've already farmed past, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't expect people to do it. I personally wouldn't do it. It's the
certainly not during progress.
Yeah, it's the downside of the system, really.
So much.
Yeah.
So you've got these combination of different factors because it's not a case of you should just help your friend. The point is, we have all these factors where gear is now getting a like Finn said. There's no joke, and I'm sure you guys who are listening have also noticed this. Getting a couple of item levels is dramatically different.
Yes.
Like, dramatically different. Like, you really do feel that bonus. And that's what Blizzard's hoping people will appreciate with much lower loot, lower quantities, is that, yeah, but when you get an upgrade, it's actually fucking huge. Like, you see it very quickly. Now, that's not going to affect a lot of players, and we've clearly seen the fallout of that, which is like, yeah, I don't really care. I just feel like I'm not getting anything. And I felt that way as well. Like you said, you did 50-odd Mythic Plus, and it's like, I got a few items out of that. Which is hours and hours and hours of play, you know what I mean, to get, some stuff. And it feels like, at the same time, the obvious motivation is, well, you should upgrade your Great Vault. Because that's where these huge jumps come from. So what's the top gear that drops? It's like, I'm just getting the numbers right. It's 210 from 15s.
Yes.
But the Great Vault is 226.
Yes.
It's such a leap.
Yeah, it's
like
massive.
A crazy leap in quality.
Yeah.
And therefore you want to maximize that chance, obviously. So if you've got time for 1 M+, you want to do your 14. If you've got time for 4, you want to do 4 14s to get 2 choices of this absolutely enormous upgrade. And then if it comes to any more, you kind of want to get a 3rd choice, because as we've also seen, and I don't know what experience you've had with this, Finn, the Great Vault, even though it does provide a lot of choices, compared to what we used to have back in the day with the box of disaster, still puts out repeats, still puts out stuff you don't want. And a couple of people I know have literally had to take Stygia because it's still not had anything worthwhile for them in there. Yikes.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate. I think, like, I need specific items now. I'm at the stage where I think I need, like, neck from spires and a weapon. And, like, there's a couple of rings that would be an upgrade for me. So the chances of me getting that from the loot table is so small that I really need 3 opportunities. So I need to have the 3 done.
No, you're not buffing.
So yeah, there's just if I want to be efficient with my time, the 10 M+ that I should do this week should all be 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Which is obviously where it leads to problems with sort of helping mates out. Like, if I wanted to just dive in on an alt, like, people have to boost me in a 14. That's kind of unlikely. I mean, some of our alts, like, I do 12 keys on both of my alts, I think, last week. So that's not too bad. But even then, if you're trying to get into a 12 pug, people are looking for, like, 210 item level and, like, some mad stuff.
Yeah.
So
covered in PvP gear, no doubt.
Yeah, and there's definitely, like, there's some kind of soft walls on gearing around, like, 190 to 200 in that we've seen. I think.
Well, you've had more experience with this than me because you just started your druid. I've obviously started our variety gaming on the stream into the new year, so I haven't done as much alt stuff, and I'm kind of preparing for my alt period of time when I will jump into it because I really want to, but I also enjoy our stream being varied. So we've been playing a lot of Hades, and we're looking for Hitman coming up and things like that. Let me try this. But you've been doing a lot more with your alts. And what have you found? Which one are we hitting?
Oh yeah, it's the leaf. Idea. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit with my alts, mainly because I can't really find one that I like, if I'm totally honest. I've been really struggling to find a class that I've enjoyed playing as much as the monk. So my paladin is fine. It's like 213 or something like that, and I've played it a little bit. but I can barely bring myself to do much more content on it. So I've been kind of hunting for an alt that's just like a bit of fun, and Boomkin with Convoke just seems like ridiculous fun. So I've been playing around on that the last like week or so, and it is mad fun, for sure.
Yeah.
But
nope.
Oh yeah,
Build it.
Yeah, this one again. So yeah, I've been trying to gear one, and gearing from fresh is weird, for sure.
Yeah.
There's you get to like 190 pretty easily through like just BOEs and sort of world quest gear, some world boss stuff, everything that's kind of regularly available. And then there's kind of nothing to do that gets you gear. Because it does feel like...
That's exactly what I said in our gear video. It's like, you need something for casual players to be able to go and do.
Yeah.
Because look at the things we've talked about here, and I'm sure people are like rolling their eyes. It's like, I did 50 Mythic Pluses, or I'm getting 10 Mythic Pluses done a week. And your average player's like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like, you know, I can do one a week, maybe.
Yeah.
In between work and family life and stuff like that. But it's really the case of you don't have anything to log in and kind of get done, which is a real shame. Like, what if I was not able to like do stuff like this? What would I do right now to log in and gear my character, assuming I wasn't like Mythic Raid geared? If I'm a heroic raider, I have no fucking clue other than it's PvP right now. I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I think it has to be PvP, honestly. I think that's what I'm looking at my Boomkin now. It's like, it is PvP gear good, because it's kind of my only option.
Mm-hmm.
Because no
exactly
one...
what Nub said as well. He's just PvPing. Like,
yeah, because I think like to get actual upgrades, I really need to do like 7s to 12s, and there is zero chance I get in a 7 to 12 pug with my druid right now, because it's behind. It's just 20 item levels behind the curve. So that sort of M+ wall that's kind of always been there seems to be more around gear than sort of your Raider IO rating or whatever it was in the past. It definitely seems to be item level capped in a way that I've not experienced with alts before. I mean, I could just go to the guild and be like, can you boost me in some 10s? And people probably would, but it doesn't feel like an accurate representation of like what's actually going on with gear, which I'm trying to find out with on my druid, to be honest. So
yeah, exactly. So, it's the same as like you've got to be careful with stuff like that, like from our point of view, because it isn't representative. You know, like one of the things we did for raiding is our guild leadership said, hey, which mythic BOEs do you want? And we'll see what we can do. And they go out and buy them for us. Like we just get them. Like that's because it obviously helps our raid progress and stuff like that. That's not representative of how people are gearing. They're not just putting in their orders. I mean, like, I would really like the mythic BOE cloak that's like 1 million gold.
With avoidance, please.
With avoidance and a gem slot, please. And having people... Loz, go to like several different servers to hunt that down, and then just be like, here's your cloak.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, that just doesn't
happen. No, it doesn't. Like, I'm amazed it happens now. Like, it's not something I ever take for granted because he usually has to push me for it, because I'm like, I have gold. If I really want it, I'll buy it myself. I was like, no, just let us know. Do you want it or not? Is it a big upgrade? I'm like, yeah, it's like a 50 DPS upgrade, which I'm still getting used to being actually enormous.
Yes.
And that's so weird for me to still get used to. Is like, I look at like, oh, it's 40 DPS. And I'm like, 40 DPS? And then you're like, oh, that's actually mega. You should get that. It's really huge.
Yeah. Even I was simming yesterday and I was like, oh, that's a 12 DPS upgrade. That's hardly anything. I was like, actually, that's probably pretty big in comparison to what else I can get right now.
Because it all adds up so much. Like, there's a pair of gloves. We were talking earlier about gearing in general, and I've done so many Theatres of Pain, and I still need the gloves from them. They just have never dropped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they are a 30 DPS upgrade, and I've actually been full streamer privilege, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been full streamer privilege in trying to get keys out of everybody in the chat. It's like, who's got Theatre of Pain? We will boost you through it just so I can try and get these gloves. I still don't have them. It's still not happened.
Yeah. Yeah, targeting specific items is pretty rough right now. But I do think that if you don't have that sort of stuff available, like PvP is legitimately your only option to get gear right now.
I don't know what I would do for gear right now, because the World Quest gearing went up this week with Renown, and it's like, what, 180 something?
184, yeah. Rubbish.
Like, who the fuck wants 184 gear? And I know that sounds elitist, but it's so low compared to what you can get from basic PvP. You know?
Yeah.
It really is.
The other thing as well that I was a bit surprised by is that crafting, like professions, don't give you anything.
Crafting is so dead, bro. It's unreal.
It's awful.
Stop sniping me.
Wait, where are you?
I keep moving to... I'm over here.
Sorry,
I keep moving to adjust, and then you shimmy and shoot me.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't even looking. Yeah, like crafting gear is just dead. It doesn't...
So dead.
168 or something like that. Pointless.
But you can craft the legendary base levels, which is definitely a cool thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like,
you can make gold.
You can definitely make some gold. I mean, yeah. The only good thing was, as soon as I dinged my druid, I logged on my priest and I bought 168 gear in every slot, just to make
very
like,
cheap
world
as well.
quests.
That's just like 200 gold a piece or what?
Yeah, just to make world quests doable, to be honest. But I'm never going to keep that gear. That gear is not going to be useful for me ever. Which is weird, because in previous expansions you could buy a couple of items, or like craft a couple of items that would be useful for you. But it just seems to be.
I'm not sure why they killed it entirely, but yeah. I do think this is a science project for them. Like, they've killed all profession looting, right? And they then killed all Mythic Plus looting for anybody who is a heroic raider, essentially, right? Without having to go really high and get very lucky. Like you said, targeted specific items, nah, that's not happening. So they killed that for the most part. And then they've killed any other outside size of gear. They even went out their way to nerf raid drops, and then they nerfed the Ulduar drops this week as well, because people were getting too much loot in their opinion from Ulduar.
Yep.
So they killed that as well. They really don't want you getting too much loot, but they have got it right with how powerful loot feels. That is correct.
Yeah, definitely. I think potentially they're worried about how powerful you'll get, because it definitely does feel like as you get a couple of item levels, your power grows a lot, like way more than it's ever done before with item level. So I think if you get like a lot of gear, then there's a decent chance you just scale out of content, essentially just scales out of control. Because we were already seeing, like, I think our council kill this week was like almost a half a minute shorter, 45 seconds shorter.
One raid clear of upgrades is so thick.
Yeah, it's huge. So there's definitely some issues that they have to come across with, like the power level of gear. But individual items feel good to get once you get them. I think the problem is, like, the time investment is kind of massive right now. I don't think it's scaled properly, especially for M+.
Do you think they're trying to get it so you go fucking sniper, dude?
This is probably the biggest chain pool I've ever been a part of. I think it just keeps going. Yeah, I think we just chain pulled for about 5 minutes. That was mad.
Everyone keeps moving with prideful, and I'm getting triggered and upset. But I'm just like, I'm trying to interrupt mobs. The mobs' shields are going off, and then there's a sniper coming at me. Serenity now. Serenity now.
I was trying to hold CDs for the boss as well.
I'm trying to kill all these mobs without using any cooldowns. I'm so greedy. I'm a greedy little piggy.
I want to kill the boss so fast.
I'm a greedy little piggy because I just want to blow up the boss, which doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it's not even tyrannical. I just want to have fun on the boss.
I know. I'm in the same way. I've been holding Wild Spirits now for like several minutes.
Oh yeah. I could have definitely used Zuen and had him back up again. For sure.
Well, usually we kill the boss and then go get the trash after, unless it's really close. I don't know. I'm used to a very specific route style tanks for him.
Yes.
And if it's a different route, I'm going to snipe this guy. I'm trying not to. There we go.
Oh, he's going.
You think he's worried about the timer?
I don't know.
We've got like 6 minutes to kill this boss.
We've got so much time, dude. I don't know. Like, this guy has been pretty intense. I like it. He interrupted as well. No.
Yeah, you're talking on your own for a sec. I've got a dog beast.
I think there's a man outside. The
Who?
There's this key has been pretty intense. I've been running keys with like the same 2 tanks for the last like 2 months. So I have honestly no real idea how the dungeons work. I just follow the same man every time, and do the same route. Like I tanked halls on my monk last week, and I was like, I actually don't know the route at all in this place. I've just blindly followed someone for the last 2 weeks. I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. Like, it's pretty terrible.
Oh, we did it with 5 minutes to spare, dude. You're good. Maybe you wanted to +2 it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't get my Mistweaver staff.
Loot.
That feels bad.
No loot.
Almost.
But there it is. But the Raider.L rises. Yeah, gearing is something we're going to look into a bit more. You're going to be doing a druid reroll and then see what you can figure out from there.
Yeah.
We'll see your thoughts on it, guys. Really would. But for now, we're going to love you and leave you. All right. But that's 2 pug keys that we have provided. Right, guys?
Yeah, easy in
time. You feel that way, Finn?
Easy. Super easy.
Look at our damage. Wow.
Like actually flying, dude.
Actually flying. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week with some more TDPs. If you've got any ideas of things you're struggling with, genuinely, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you think there's anything you're struggling with, and plus-wise through this gearing process, we've had a lot of experience between us. Finn's done a shitload of Mythic Plus. I'm nowhere near up to his level of experience, but you have that resource here. Feel free to drop us a comment, anything like that you're like, I just don't get how X works. I don't know how to plan this route or whatever. And we'll try our best to help you out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So be good. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.